Okay guys, so we got a brand new image from Marvel's What If TV series showcasing a possible Guardians of the Multiverse. So we're going to break down the image and I'm going to let you know what we can probably expect from this. But before we do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss. I mean, we already like the same kind of movies and TV shows. Just click the button. I know it's not hard. And yes, we have a brand new image showcasing the Guardians of the Multiverse. So this is not going to be a separate show. This is going to be taking place within Marvel's What If TV show, which we still don't actually have a release date for. We know it's coming out this year, but they haven't really told us the day. And just to catch you up, if you're not familiar, the What If series is basically covering everything that a Doctor Strange type would see when looking through all the possibilities of how things could end, like he did in the Avengers. And this takes place all via the powers of this character here above Doctor Strange called the Watcher. So he's going to be showing us all these different possibilities of how characters could have ended up, about how storylines could have gone. And I think it's really going to be cool. But I think that this show as a whole is just as much for the Marvel Studios creators as it is for the fans. I mean, it's kind of their backhanded way of showing us the storyboard and some ideas they're throwing around without actually showing us the storyboard and letting fans kind of vote a la Snyder Cut on what we think should happen in the MCU. So right here we see Captain Britain, we see the Black Panther version of Star-Lord, Thor, like all these characters look slightly different due to the way that they came about in the What If series. We see Black Widow off to the side here, and this could deal with the possibility of her surviving the events of Avengers Endgame. Who knows? I mean, they could bring her back as a character as far as voiceover goes for this show and run some different storylines that way. But one thing I think will be really interesting to see is if it's possible they could have an animation verse or something where they could bring in these what if characters, or possibly even the Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse type characters. And I know that's a whole different studio because Sony owns those rights. Marvel Studios has nothing to do with that. But because they're playing so nice lately, who knows? I mean, anything's possible. We do know that a lot of the Sony properties will be going to Netflix now. I don't know if you guys caught over the weekend, there was some news breaking about how Netflix and Sony just made a huge deal for $1 billion basically that is going to put all of Sony's properties on Netflix. And that includes all of the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man movies, Venom, all that stuff is going to be going to Netflix. So I don't know how that's really going to work. I guess Disney didn't buy it from them, and now they'll just have to compete with Netflix. And, you know, with so much of the MCU and Tobey Maguire, blast from the past, Tom Holland's Spider-Man being involved in the Spider-Verse, I mean, you can't tell me Disney's not going to want some of those streaming rights for some of those Spider-Man movies. And Disney definitely could have afforded it for $1 billion. But I guess that asking price was too high, and Disney's not that desperate for content like Netflix is, and so they ended up getting the deal. But yes, the idea of the Guardians of the Multiverse just puts everything on that much bigger of a scale, because these people could actually look into the main MCU live action universe and alternate universes and play with some storylines. Now, obviously, I don't expect this show to be like their biggest performing show, so I don't think there will be a lot of eyes on this one. But at least if Marvel decides to do something crazy, they can point back to the show and say, oh, if you want to know how this came about or how something like this could happen, you got to check out the What If series and the Guardians of the Multiverse. But that's the scoop on the latest image from Marvel's What If. Still looking out for a date for this, but let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Leave a like on the video. Also, I'm working on a new video talking about how we can guesstimate the actual Snyder Cut ratings. This is something that HBO Max, AT&T, and Warner have been holding very close to the chest, and so I think I know how we can figure that out. So stay tuned for that video. It should be out either today or tomorrow. The only way to know for sure is to hit that bell so that you're notified when the new videos go live. Also, the algorithm shows that the majority of you guys aren't subscribed that are watching the videos every week. We already like the same stuff, so just please. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.